Going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everyone who support the platform. Much love, much love. Salute to everyone that's in the building. If you are here and you can hear me clearly, please put a number 1 in the chat. Please put a number 1 in the chat before we get into today's show. Put a number 1 in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly so we can get into today's show. Let's see if y'all can hear me. Let's see who can hear me. Okay. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to everyone, man. Shout out to all the visionaries in the building. And of course, welcome back to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm your host, DS1 Ross. Of course, I appreciate all the love and the support. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all make sure y'all hit that share button. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that share button. We are going to get into today's show. We got another great show lined up for you guys. I hope y'all had a great weekend. And y'all know how we do on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. So y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Y'all make sure y'all hit that share button. We're going to get into today's show. But before we get into today's show, of course, we got to shout everyone out in the chat room. Make sure you guys hit that like button and hit that share button while we give some shout outs. Let's see who's in the building. Shout out to my man Boot Camp. What's good, Boot Camp? Shout out to Boot Camp on the check-in. Shout out to Bob. What's good, Bob? Wacky Whirler O. Salute, my brother. Shout out to my man Wacky on the check-in. Anu L. Ray. Salute. Hey, Miss Angie. Good to see you. Shout out to Miss Angie B. Hope all is well, Miss Angie. Fierce Soul in the building. Salute. Hey, ES. Good to see you. How you doing, Miss Camille? Good to see you, sweetheart. Good to see you. Black Man's Heart Podcast. Salute, my brother. Salute, family. Salute to the comrade in the building. Shout out to the OG Mace on the check-in. Shout out to Mace. What's good, Mace? How you doing, man? See who else in the building. S. Sultan. What's good, S. Sultan? Salute. Welcome to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I appreciate your support. Shout out to my bro in the building. Shout out to my other comrade, Mr. Sutton. Salute, my brother. Salute. Glad you here, bro. See who else is here. Shout out to my man Darryl Richardson on the check-in. Salute, bro. Salute. Good to see you, man. What's good, UFO? Salute. Shout out to everyone on the check-in, man. Shout out to everyone on the check-in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that share button because we are going to get into it today. And before we get into today's show, what prompted me to do today's show was a show that I decided to do. Make sure you guys go and check it out. My last show is what prompted me to do this show. And it's something that, this subject could be touchy for some people. And I want to let everyone know who's listening from the clouds that I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm not trying to disrespect anyone in their beliefs or anything of that nature, because that's not what I'm here for. But this is something that needs to be discussed, especially amongst men, because it's a male issue. Hey, Shatera. Good to see you, sweetheart. Shout out to Khalil. What's up, Khalil? Right? This discussion is a discussion that us men need to have. Us men need to be a part of. Us men need to listen to. Because The problem with the church is the men. It's not the women, it's the men. Because what? Men are what? They are appointed the highest level of leadership in the church. It is a man. There's women who hold high positions as well. But the highest position in the church, in that seat, is a man. In that seat is a man. The women who are in certain positions, they're usually oversaw by men. They still have to answer to men. So when we're talking about the Black church and what's wrong with it, and everyone just want to call everything out about it, and what we've actually came online and did, and I'm talking about men, we came online and we made it seem like the church was destroyed because of women. When you hear a lot of these guys talk about the church and what's wrong with the church and why the church is the way it is, they blame it on Black women. They blame it on Black women. Oh, yeah. Yes, they do. Shout out to Dion. What's good, bro? They blame it on Black women. Oh, well, the church is messed up today because of these women. Because these women are going around and they sleeping with all these men. Are they sleeping with all of these men, or are these men sleeping with them? Huh? Are they running around the church sleeping with all the men, or are all the men whoremongering in the church? Sleeping with other men's wives. But then we come online and say it's the women. We come online and say, oh, the women out of order. What's up, May? The women need to get back in order. Mm-hmm. You know why the women in the church are out of order? Because the men are. You know why the women running around the church doing all of that disgusting stuff? Because they're doing it with men. They're doing it on the watch of men in the church. But then these same men come online and act as if they haven't participated in any of this stuff. They come and condemn the Black church like they haven't played a part in some of the debauchery that goes on. These men act like the single mothers that they created don't go to church. But they say the church is ran by single Black mothers. You talking about the one you created? Huh? You talking about the one you created? See, this is why real men left the church. Because we had to deal with sap suckers like a lot of these guys. There's a lot of politics in the church house. And today, politics rules the church. Not worship, not God, not fellowship, but politics. The fellowship is based on the politics. The praise is based on the politics. The Love is based on the politics. The finances is based on the politics of the church. And see, the real men, we don't like to get caught up in politics. You see? Because when you get too caught up in politics, you start moving away from what's true. You start moving away from truth. You start moving away from the essence of what's supposed to be done and what's supposed to be happening. You see? But y'all will come online and blame black women for the church being destroyed when it was the men. And a lot of men won't say this because of what? Politics. Politics. If politics stops you from telling the truth, that is a politic you shouldn't be involved with. That's bad politics. You see? And they use these bad politics today to elect certain men in certain positions in church. And they put certain guys in certain positions to keep other men out. See, it's the same thing that go on in the world. See, that just like we got politics in society, there's politics in religion, there's politics in the church. But today, politics rule the church. Politics run the church, not God. See? And this is why you don't see certain types of men there. This is why. Because certain men are then attacked and preyed upon and ostracized and minimized because the other men know what these men really have to offer. And they use these politics to stay in power, to continue to exalt themselves. And we're going to get to the videos. We're going to get to the videos. And I'm going to show y'all what politics have done to men in the church and how these men have become self-serving men and how they use the word of God to have people in the church serving them, which is why a lot of our people are still unfulfilled and they go to church every goddamn Sunday. It is because the men are not speaking life into them people. They speaking life into their bank accounts. And that's what they're using this for. You see? And this is a man problem. This is a man's problem. And we have to speak on this. We have to speak on this. Because when you are a man that's elected as a leader, you have a responsibility to the people. This is what a lot of us black men here on YouTube don't understand. This is why you got a bunch of black men that get all into grifting and lying and hustling and scamming the people. See, the word talks, the Bible talk about that. They're called charlatans. They're called false teachers and false prophets. People who will lead you astray. People will take your money and lead you to the slaughter. You see? And what we see today on YouTube is an extension of what we see in the church house. Y'all not paying attention to social media? Y'all not seeing all of these Instagram pastors and preachers coming out of nowhere? Shout out to MR. You don't see them just coming out of nowhere, blowing up. But when you listen to them, what are they actually saying? When you listen to these men, and I'm not gonna say no names. I'm not gonna say no names because it's unnecessary. If you know, you know. Right? But if you listen to them, what are they actually teaching? What are they actually teaching? A lot of these men are teaching new age shit and trying to mix it in with the Bible. This is what they're doing. This is all they're doing. They mixing all of this new age stuff that has nothing to do with the Bible, that's not even mentioned in scripture, and they trying to match it up. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. These are men doing this. Understand this. So I don't want to hear no more from black men here on the internet talking about how black women destroyed the church. How did the black women destroy the church when the goddamn black man is the leader of it? How did they destroy the church when we're the leaders? So even if they did do a bunch of, BS, it still happened on your watch. So you're still responsible for it. Because it happened on your watch. So you're still responsible. You see how this works, fellas? You see how this works? See, the real men understand this. You see? This is why if you listen to all of these new age Instagram preachers, they're led by their women. They're led by their women. Just go and listen to them. Look how they dress. Look at their hairstyles, their haircuts. They're led by their women who are actually worldly women. Look at how these dudes dress. Look at how they present themselves. Look at the antics they doing on stage. Because I'm going to show the videos. I'm going to show the proof. I'm going to show the proof. And it is because these men are led by their women. They're not even led by God. This is why you have women today thinking that they can lead their men. It is because they've constantly been around men who are not leaders because they have not been led. You see, these men don't know how to follow, so they don't know how to lead. The reason why he's taking instructions from you is because he never took instructions from a man who took instructions from God. This is why men with good fathers have good character. because that man, he's going to another source. You see? And he instills those values in his sons and in his daughters. You see? But a lot of these men today, they weren't led by good men. They weren't led by spiritual men. And then they get up there and they get in these pulpits and they become poisonous and they spit venom. See? And then these guys are come and listen to a guy. Shout out to the brother Black Man Unfiltered. They'll come listen to a brother like that. They'll come listen to a brother like me. They'll come listen to a brother like my brother, the Book of Ronan. And these type of men will critique men like us, right? Because when we speak the truth and we speak with conviction. So that shines a light on their imperfections, their lies, their insecurities, their hustling and scamming ways. So what they do, they call you a hater. What they do, they say, oh, you not a good person. You like to stir up problems and all of that type of stuff. They try to condemn you for telling the people what to be aware of when that's your job as a man. You're a problem solver. You have foresight to foresee an issue. You see? And if you foresee an issue, you then put in the proper parameters to make sure that issue doesn't arise. And if it does, you know what to do, to neutralize it. You see? So when the real men speak up against these type of men, we're gonna get pushback. We're gonna get pushback. Oh, is he a man of... Well, is he a man of the cloth? Hey, Zahara. Shout out to my comrade in the building. Shout out to my brother, the Book of Ronan on the Chizakin. Salute. What's good, Cartel? Well, is he a man of the cloth? How could he say this about us? Are you a man of the cloth? Are you? Because if you are, you wouldn't have a problem with another brother telling the truth. What's the problem? Oh, no. Oh, can't nobody check you? You uncheckable. Huh? I thought you was a man. Steel sharpens steel, iron sharpens iron, right? I'm telling you what I see as a brother. How this can cause a problem. See, this is what I did when I was in the Black manosphere, which got me banished, blacklisted, and outcasted. Because I let these men know what I foresaw and what we should do. I think we should do this, brothers, because of this, what I foresee. This is what's going to happen to the space if we don't do this, that, and the third. If we don't implement this, and this, if we don't have a structure, if we don't have certain things, this space will no longer exist. Oh, who you think you are? Oh, you just came here. Don't nobody know you. You got to keep putting in work. You got a small channel. Don't nobody watch you. But everything I laid out to these men, everything I laid out to those brothers is what's going on right now in this space. I said the women were going to come. I said the women were going to take over. I said the women were going to dethrone the men. Everything that's going on now, I foresaw it. And I came to the men and told them, what do you think go on in the church? What do you think goes on? The same thing. Oh, who do he think he is? Oh, well, you just got here, brother. We got it, brother. We good over here, brother. They pull that seniority bullshit on you. When for the past 30 goddamn years, y'all been sitting around lollygagging and padding your goddamn pockets. You've been prosperity preaching and patting your goddamn pockets. This is all you've been doing. Keeping people in bondage. God's people in bondage. When you was appointed to be a leader. This is why the church house the way it is. Now let me say this. And this might shake some of y'all up, but it's the goddamn truth, and I know it is. Why you think a lot of them church women don't be with church men? Why you think they go get them a man out the street and did he become a church man? He become righteous. He becomes saved. Why you think they do that? Why do y'all think these women do that? Because the majority of the men in there, they not right. They just like the nigga on the street. It's Pookie in the pulpit. Reverend Ray Ray. That's why they go outside. That's why they still got them a little hood boyfriend. Because that little boy in the church, he a pervert too. And the men ain't trying to clean that up. They just letting it go on. You see that? That's why. That's why she go outside that church house. Because the men in there, they the same. The majority of them are the same. They're not saved. They're not bringing anything different to the table. They're not offering marriage. They trying to have sex just as quick as Tyshawn from the block. Yeah, little Aaron. And yeah, little Aaron who plays the drums. He just as horny as me. Probably hornier. Then you wonder why these women go outside the church house. Because it ain't no different. There's no difference. And it's because the men are not committed to changing in the church. How you get appointed to leadership and you still haven't changed? You're supposed to change before. That's part of the process. God is supposed to transform you into what you're saying you are now. God was supposed to do that. Then why are the people in the church still in bondage? Because the men are. The men who are in leadership are sitting up there lying every goddamn week. Lying. Just getting on Instagram, hustling. Prosperity preaching. Pimping in the name of God. But the ways are not changing. The attitudes and the ways of life, it's not changing. Only thing changes the goddamn tax bracket. That's all that's changing for a lot of you black men. This is the tax bracket. Look at the thumbnail. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. And then you wonder why real men are not in the church. Because this is allowed. Look at this. Look at this. This is allowed. This is allowed. You know who is allowed by? Do y'all want to know who it's allowed by? The men. And you know why men allow it? Because the women who donate and put all that goddamn money in the basket, they want their sons like him to be able to be in church and to be as zesty as he want to be. See, this is how we know there's a leadership issue in the church. The men. Because see, I don't care whose son that is. He can't come here. Can't come here. He can't come to the church zesty. That's not allowed. That's not allowed. I don't care if that's your son. He can't come. Because guess what, ma'am? You can't save your son from hellfire. So I don't care if he's your son, with all due respect. But he can't be here. You're not going to come here with your boyfriend because this is not allowed because God said so, not me. Not because I'm a heterosexual man that like women, so I have a problem with your son who likes men. No, ma'am, that's not the issue. I'm doing what God told me to do. He doesn't belong here. You know, they have churches for him. He can go to a church that's for him and his boyfriend. It's not this one. I don't care if you're his mama and you go here. With all due respect. But we're not doing this. We're not pandering to women. This is what we're not going to do. We're not ordained to do that. We weren't told to do that. See, when you start pandering to women, this is how you get all this homosexual stuff in the church. Because you're pandering to women. Because soon as you let Andrew Caldwell in here, right? Why you can't let Coi Leray in there with her girlfriend? Why you can't let young M.A. in there with her girlfriend? You see how this goes? This is why you're not supposed to pander to women, men. And real men understand this. Because when you start doing that, shit loses its essence. Things get out of control. Soon as you start that pandering stuff, soon as you let little Andrew come in there, you know, now Boo Shasha is in there. Now Boo Shasha is in there. See? Then Boo Shasha gonna bring his little trans friend. Now the whole back of the goddamn church is filled up with people who shouldn't even be here because we want their money. This is a black man issue. This is a man's issue in the church. That's why you don't see real men in there. Because the church ain't ran by men today. The church, if the church was ran by men, that means the church would be ran by God. Meaning, you can't be here, buddy. Okay? All right? There's churches for you. Go find that one. This has nothing to do with, oh, it's oh, you just got something against him because who he like. No, I don't care who he sleep with. I don't care who he sleep with. But who he sleep with is not more paramount than what's supposed to go on in here. You see that? You see? If he want that level of freedom, he can go somewhere else. See, this is what the men are supposed, the men need to put their foot down in the church and tell these women, go sit down somewhere. And if you don't like it, take you and your purse with you. But see, these black men won't say that. See, these black men won't check these women and say, if you don't like it, you can leave, you can leave, you can leave, and you can take all your goddamn money with you. Because money don't move this goddamn congregation, but money moves all the churches today. Most of these churches today are moved by money. They move by money. This is why the men don't rule nothing. Okay? They don't run nothing. They're told what to do. We put you in that position, boy. Don't make us dethrone you. See, I know. I know these men are not being put in position by godly men. Really? What man put this man in position? Huh? Who said this man could teach in a church house? What man? What godly man? What godly man will say, oh yeah, you could teach in my house? Huh? It's the proof. The men are the problem. The men, they're the problem. Now I'm gonna share my screen. Shout out to everyone in the building. Let's get to these videos real quick. And I just want to show y'all exactly the type of stuff that's going on today when it comes to these men in the church today, these so-called leaders. And I'm getting ready to point out exactly why real men left the church. And it is because the men that I'm getting ready to show y'all now runs the church, along with women who are not godly. Watch this, y'all. Fair use. Shout out to everyone in the building, by the way. Shout out to all the visionaries in the chat. Y'all hit the like button and share the show. Gorilla Max says church is just another branch of the government. No, it's not. No, it's not. Here we go. Here we go with that talk. Okay. All right. But we ain't gonna get into that. Y'all could talk about that in the chat. You know. Shout out to Cartel. Cartel says, yup, DS1. The churches are also in bed with the government for the C301 tax status benefits. Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna let y'all talk about that in the chat because that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. It really is. Thank you, Ms. Angie. Fair use. We're not gonna let little things take us away from what men really need to be focusing on. You see? So let's get to it.
Decided male and female. No. I'm not. This is not a bad. I need y'all to hear my heart on this. This is not a bashing. This is not a. If I was there, maybe I would have told him, is there something in the middle you could do? Like kind of like a little maybe if somebody, well, I was born like this. I don't know how I feel. I feel you. And I wish that there was an option of other in the kingdom. I don't freaking know. I know, honestly, I wish God would have made it so much simpler and it was like A, B, C, or D, like frick. No, I'm serious. As a pastor, like, so what do you think about gay men? I don't know.
Did y'all hear that? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all just heard that. Did y'all just hear that? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all heard that. What's up, Star Baby? Because I'm going to play it again. And just to respond to what y'all saying in the chat, y'all are saying that the tax exempt money and all of that matters. Yeah, it matters to men who are doing this shit for money. That's who it matters to. It matters to the men who are doing it for money. Like this guy right here. We're going to listen to it again because this is exactly why real men left the church. Real men didn't leave the church to get no money. Real men did not leave the church to make money. This is why real men left the church, because it became more about the affairs of men. And it's not about God no more. It's not about having a spiritual connection anymore. There's no divinity no more. It's all about men and their money and what they want to do with their penises. That's what this shit is about. Now, you heard what he just said. He wish God would have made, this is a leader. This is not a YouTuber. You know, I'm just a YouTuber. I'm just a YouTuber. You know. This guy's a leader. He's a pastor. This is a pastor saying this. But we're not supposed to say nothing about it, right? This is a pastor. A leader. This is what he's saying. Lying, making up shit, going against scripture to please men. To please men. Let's listen to this debauchery again. This is exactly why real men left the church. You wonder why you still go to church and find a bozo? Yeah. He treated you worse than Deshaun did. And he in church. He beat you more than the nigga from the projects. This is why. I'm getting ready to show you why. Because these are their leaders. I'm getting ready to show you. Watch this. Fair use. Get ready to show you these men leaders. This is why. This is why, ladies. It's why it's no different. Watch this.
God decided. God decided male and female.
God decided male and female. Listen to how, pay attention. Listen carefully. Listen carefully now. Listen to this charlatan. God said that. That ain't what I want. Listen to him. Listen to these wicked men. Not women. Men. Listen to him. Listen to him.
No. I'm not. This is not a bad. I need y'all to hear my heart on this. This is not a bashing.
Hear my heart on this. Pay attention.
This is not a, he. If I was there, maybe I would have told him. Is there something in the middle you could do, like kind of a little maybe? If somebody.
If he was there, he would have asked God to make concessions for homosexuals. This is a man of God. This is a pastor. I'm not making this up. He just said it. He would have made concessions for homosexuals. This is a man saying this. But y'all said the women fucked up the church. Excuse me. Y'all said black women messed the church up. But who want to make concessions for homosexuals? Huh? Your pastor. He right there. His name is Mike Todd. Let's continue to listen to this pastor. Listen to him.
Well, I was born like this. I don't know how I feel. I feel you. And I wish that there was an option of other in the kingdom. I don't freaking know. I know, honestly, I wish God would have made it so much simpler and it was like A, B, C, or D, like frick. No, I'm serious. As a pastor.
Y'all see what I'm talking about? What's up, baby girl Wendy? You see. You see. He want to make concessions for God. He want God to make concessions even though he already laid out the goddamn law. God, why can't there be a other? This is a man of God. And do y'all hear the people in the crowd? This is what I'm talking about, man. Notice who you heard. All women. You're not hearing no men. You're hearing women. Because this is who they pander to. Because the women are the ones who okay the homosexuals to be in the church. It's the women who do this. Because that little sweet boy is her son or her grandson. And since she donates a heavy hand every Sunday, you got to allow her zesty 15-year-old grandson to strut his ass into service. And if he want to wear Ugg boots with the fur on the top, he can. Because I pay you, pastor. I pay you. So why my grandson can't come in there with his ass out, wearing tights? Why? I pay you, pastor. See what happens when you start pandering to women? You see? This is a man of God. He's a pastor. He want God to make a other box. This is a pastor saying this. He's not a church member. He's not a new Christian in Christ. He's a pastor. He want God to make a other box. He want God to tend to the carnal affairs of men. That's what he think God's supposed to do. This nigga's wicked. He's wicked. He's wicked. He want God to sanction homosexuality. Why? Because he's zesty. Just listen to him. Just look his whole disposition. He's zesty. That's why the women like him. Look how they in there laughing at him. He in there making a show. He's zesty. He want God to make a concession for him. Because he know he's zesty. And he know he not supposed to be in that position and be zesty. See, he know this. See, this how these guys get up here and because they already convicted within themselves. So they get up there and start spewing some shit when they really talking about themselves. See, he wanted God to make a other box for him because he's zesty. You see it all in his disposition. Come on, God. I'm not. He's zesty. He's zesty. Godly men are not supposed to move that way or behave that way or carry that energy. He's too effeminate and zesty. I'm just saying. Zest. Zest. Let's continue. Let's finish listening to this zesty, and then we're gonna get to the next video.
Like, so what do you think about gay men? I don't know.
He don't know what to think about gay men. This is a man of God who's afraid to stand on what's right. I don't know. No, you're scared to say something. Because you don't want them women to get on Facebook and Instagram and blast you, huh, Pastor Todd? And tell them how zesty you are, huh, boy? One more time for the road.
God decided male and female. No. I'm not. This is not a bad. I need y'all to hear my heart on this. This is not a bashing. This is not a. If I was there, maybe I would have told him, is there something in the middle you could do? Like kind of a little maybe if somebody, well, I was born like this. I don't know how I feel. I feel you. And I wish that there was an option of other in the kingdom. I don't freaking know. I know, honestly, I wish God would have made it so much simpler and it was like A, B, C, or D, like frick. No, I'm serious. As a pastor, like, so what do you think about gay men? I don't know.
He don't know. So you don't know what the Bible told you. So you don't know what the Bible told you to do. Okay, let's get to the next video. Shout out to everyone in the building. Shout out to everyone in the building. Let's get to this next video. Because this is exactly why real men have left the church. This is exactly why. This is exactly why. This is why. I'm getting ready to show y'all some more. I'm getting ready to show y'all some more of another Instagram pastor preacher that just came out of nowhere, like all these dudes are doing, coming out of nowhere, right? And because they got 200,000-300,000 followers on Instagram with a blue check, you know, and got and let's get to this guy. Because y'all thought that was bad. Watch this. Listen to this. Y'all thought that was disgusting because that was nasty. Mike Todd, that was disgusting. You need to repent, brother. You need to repent. You do. But this right here, this takes the cake. Listen to this guy. He's a pastor too. He's a pastor too. Another one of these pandering Instagram pastors who pander to women so they could get in the algorithm and get a check. Right? Listen to this guy. Listen to this guy. Let's listen to him.
Bread to them.
Now watch how crazy this gets. Just listen to how bogus he gets. Because this is how bad it gets, y'all. This is how far they're going today to scam y'all.
And it was bread to them. We don't make it rain on booty cheeks. We don't make it rain on strippers. We only reverence one stripper, and that's the one that took off glory to put on humanity and then get butt naked on a cross to die for both you and me. The only stripper I'm in love with is Jesus. And he's the one that puts that bread in my pocket. That bread from heaven. And it was bread to them. We don't make it rain on booty cheeks. We don't make it rain on strippers. We only reverence one stripper, and that's the one that took off glory to put on humanity and then get butt naked on a cross to die for both you and me. The only stripper I'm in love with is Jesus. And he's the one that puts that bread in my pocket. That bread.
See why we left? You see why we left? Do you see why no real men are in the church? Y'all heard all them women cheering on for that wickedness. This guy. So I gotta start watching my language. This guy literally said that Jesus is a stripper. This man said Jesus is a stripper. This man said that Jesus took his clothes off and got on the cross for us. So Jesus wasn't crucified, he got on the cross. They didn't drag him, beat him, strip him in front of everybody, and hang him. He took his clothes off willingly. This is these are wicked men. These are the men who run the church now. These wicked men. Because they're under the guidance and the tutelage of unhinged, unrighteous women. They under women like Marjorie Harvey. He said God took his clothes off, stripped. He said Jesus stripped for us and got on the cross. That's what he said. This is supposed to be a man of God. This is supposed to be a man of God. Who said this? And then says that the God who stripped for him came down in human form and died for him. So we need to throw money on him because God put bread in his pocket, bread in his pocket, bread in his pocket. You saw him. Y'all just saw it. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to entertain y'all. Y'all saw him dancing. Y'all just heard him say, put that bread in his pocket. Put that bread in his pocket. These are the men who run the church today. This why. See, listen. How some guys look at it. Listen, if I'm going to sell drugs, I'm going to just go outside and sell drugs. I'm not going to sell drugs in the goddamn church. I'm not going to sell drugs in a mosque. Because see, when you sell lies as a leader in the church, in a mosque, in a synagogue, you're selling drugs, nigga. You're selling drugs. You see? But then what they do, they preach and they talk against the men who are outside, who's still on the street, because they don't want those women to go over there, because they know that those are the men who really have the capability of transforming, because they're actually genuine. They're actually real. You see? You see? This is why. This is why she go and get her boyfriend from outside and bring him to church and start praying for him. Praying for him multiple times a day. Praying that God makes sure he okay. Because she know you niggas in the church house ain't worth a damn. And maybe she could bring a man in the church that could probably change some of that shit. See, that's how women think. See that? But the majority of these women who are not righteous, these Marjorie Harveys that are sitting in congregations today, these are the kind of men that they want. Let me show you. Let me show you.
From heaven. And it was bread to them. We don't make it rain on booty cheeks. We don't make it rain on strippers. We only reverence one stripper. And that's the one that took off glory to put on humanity and then get butt naked on a cross to die for both you and me. The only stripper I'm in love with is Jesus. And he's the one that puts that bread in my pocket. That bread.
See? So if you want, because I had a lot of y'all women say, oh, black men need to go back to God. Black men need to find God. A lot of us never left God. We left the church. And we left the church because of Negroes like that. Preachers and pastors like the two I just showed y'all. And because of guys like this that's on the thumbnail. Guys like this have authority in church. Guys like this. Guys like him. Guys like him. Guys like him. This is why real men are not in church. We have to go against and fight against the politics of men like this, men like this, men like this. That's why. That's why. That's why. That's why. Because when real men go into church, we're met with opposition. Somebody put it in the chat. It's a hazing. They haze you. You can't be who you are. You see? You can't come as you are. How you gonna come as you are around a man like this? Huh? How you gonna come as you are around a man like this? Around a man like a weak man like this? Huh? That's why. This is why the real men left the church. Shout out to everyone, man. I appreciate y'all for pulling up to today's show. Clement Gray. What's up, Clement Gray? He said to Shannon Sharp's defense, he doesn't mention church or God like that. I wasn't talking about Shannon Sharp. I was talking about Steve Harvey. Clement Gray. Welcome to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to Cuzzo in the building. Salute, Hills in. Appreciate you, family. Cartel says I'm disgusted. Hey, Queena. Good to see you, sweetheart. Shout out to Queena in the building. Always coming through and holding down the Chizat. Shout out to Queena. Cartel says the devil is a lie and the truth is not in them. Just sick. Facts, bro. Hey, Cece. Shout out to Cece Trucker. May says, if there are children in the audience, does he intend to break down exactly what a stripper is for clarity? Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Passenger 57, salute. Club Fortune, what's good, Club Fortune? You said he Duncan Hines Moist Bob? He said, May says, if this is modern Christianity, they need to go on and close the doors. Shout out to everyone in the building, man. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. What's up, Letitia? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks, Miss Angie. Clement Gray says, seeing a man like Caldwell or a womanizer like Jamal Bryant means the altar is broken. Absolutely. Club Fortune, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the super chat. He said, thanks for the great show. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate your support. I appreciate everyone for pulling up, man. Shout out to all the visionaries in the building. Shout out to everyone who came through and pulled up. Make sure you guys hit the like button and hit that share button as well. Share it on your Facebooks, Instagram, your community tabs, your Discord servers, anywhere that y'all share content. Make sure y'all share today's show. Shout out to everyone once again for pulling up. Don't forget, get down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think of today's show. Also, don't forget, follow me and my brother podcast channel, the Foundational Manhood Podcast. The links are down in the description box. Y'all can follow us on Spotify. Also, follow our YouTube channel as well. Shout out to my comrade, the Book of Ronan, man. Shout out to all my comrades in the building. Y'all know exactly who y'all are. Shout out to all the brothers, man. Shout out to all the sisters for coming through. Shout out to everyone, man. I appreciate all the love and the support. We will be back here tomorrow, same time, 2:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to all you visionaries, man. Shout out to Bob. I appreciate the super chat, bro. He said a little bread in your pocket, man. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. No doubt, man. I appreciate it. Shout out to everyone. No doubt, Queen of Thanks. I appreciate you. As always. Brother Love. Shout out to Brother Love, man. Salute. You might have to catch the playback, bro. But shout out to everyone. Don't forget, get down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. DS1 Ross, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And remember, brothers, we are our own agency. We are our own agency. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.